U.S. Census Bureau. Today I'm going to talk about some of the different types of census data and demonstrate some of our more common data tools. Before I jump into the data tools, I want to show and explain to you some of the different types of data that we have available. Everybody knows we're responsible for the official census every 10 years. It is the official count of our nation's population. Data that will be available from the 2020 census includes just basic demographic data such as age, sex, relationship, race, Hispanic origin, the number of people living in housing units, and housing tenure. And this is available down to the census block level. Now, in addition to the decennial census, we have the American Community Survey, ACS. ACS replaced the long form on the census after Census 2000. ACS is an ongoing monthly survey sent to 3.5 million addresses per year, so that's over 250,000 a month. It produces detailed population and housing estimates every year. We do visit group quarters, 20,000 group quarters, and those are such things as college dormitories and nursing homes. It's designed to produce critical information on small areas and small population groups that we previously collected on the decennial long form. It does cover 35 topics and supports over 300 known federal government uses. And the data are released twice a year as 1-year estimates and as 5-year estimates. From 1790 to the 1930 census, we sent just one questionnaire to all households. Then starting with the 1940 census, we started sending 2 forms, the short form and the long form. About 1 in every 6 households received the long form. Then we started the American Community Survey in 1996. From 2005 onward, the ACS has produced estimates for all geographies in the United States. So the 2010 census was a short form only, as is the 2020 census. How is the ACS different from the census? Well, the ACS produces sample estimates, whereas the 2020 census produces official counts. ACS produces population characteristics. The 2020 census has population totals. With the ACS, we get new data every year. With the census, we get new data every 10 years. The ACS reflects a period of time, either 1 year or 5 years, whereas the census reflects a point in time, April 1st, 2020. These are some of the data topics that you can get data from the ACS. So if you look at demographic characteristics, we have age, sex, race, Hispanic origin. We have any number of social characteristics available, such as education, marital status, fertility, grandparents as caregivers for their grandchildren, veterans, disability status, place of birth, citizenship, year of entry, what languages do people speak at home, and ancestry. We also have housing characteristics such as tenure, occupancy, structure, home values, taxes and insurance, utilities, mortgage and rent. Also have economic characteristics such as income, benefits, employment status, what occupations and industries do people work in, poverty, how long does it take people to get to work, and how do they get to work? As I said before, the ACS are available as 1-year estimates or as 5-year estimates. The 1-year estimates are for populations of 65,000 or more. The 5-year estimates are for populations less than 65,000. So if you wanted ACS data for Cleveland, Ohio, for example, you can use either the 1-year or the 5-year estimate. because Cleveland has a population of just over 380,000. The one-year estimates are more current, whereas the 5-year estimates are more precise because there's more data going into the 5-year estimate. This is our geography hierarchy. It starts at the census block level. You can think of a census block as simply a street block in your neighborhood. Only 2020 census demographic data will be available at the census block level. American Community Survey estimates are available at the block group level and up. A block group is a collection of census blocks. Block groups contain, on average, 39 census blocks. Block groups make up a census tract, and a census tract has an average population of 4,000. So, for example, I can easily get data, ACS data, for all census tracts in Cuyahoga County, or all census tracts in Ohio, or if I wanted to get ACS data for all zip codes in the United States, that would be very easy. Another census that we do that not too many people know about is the economic census. It's carried out every 5 years with 4 million businesses nationwide. The data that is available is the number of establishments, the value of sales, shipments, receipts, or revenue, payroll, and the number of paid employees. On the bottom of the slide, I have some data that I pulled from the economic census just to show you what's available. It's data for sporting goods stores in the United States, Ohio, and Cuyahoga County. If you look, for example, you can see that there's 698 sporting goods stores in Ohio. They have 7,370 employees. They have just over $1.4 billion in sales and revenue, and they have 160 million in annual payroll. Now I'd like to show you and demonstrate some of our census data tools that are available on our census website. First, I'd like to show you Quick Facts. Quick Facts is an easy-to-use application that provides tables, maps, and charts of frequently requested statistics from the many Census Bureau censuses, surveys, and programs. Quick Facts provide data all the way down from the nation to cities and towns with populations of 5,000 or more. Here is Quick Facts. As you can see, the data are broken down by different categories such as population, age and sex, race and Hispanic origin, population characteristics, housing, families and living arrangements, computer and internet use, education, health, economy, transportation, income and poverty, businesses, and finally, geography. Quick Facts is very simple to use. You just type in your geography. So, for example, here, I'm going to type in Cleveland, Ohio. And for comparison's sake, I'm going to type in Columbus, Ohio. You can actually type in compare 6 different geographies. So now I can compare Columbus and Cleveland with respect to these data items. So for example, if I wanted to see what education was like in both Cleveland and Columbus, I can look at the percent high school graduate or higher, and I can see that Columbus has 89.5%, whereas Cleveland has 79.6%. And Columbus also has more than double the bachelor's degree or higher at 35.6 16.7%, whereas Cleveland is 16.6%. I could also look at such things as poverty. You can see the poverty in Cleveland is at 34.6%, whereas in Columbus it's at 20.4%. Another feature of Quick Facts is you can easily map any variable in the table. So, for example, if I wanted to map median household income, I just click on it and then scroll up to map, and it'll make a map of median household income. So here I have median household income for various cities in Northeast Ohio. And I can click on any of these cities, and I can see, for instance, Avon Lake has 87,525 median household income. The darker blue is where there's higher median household income. So, for example, if I click on Pepper Pike, I can see that that has a rather high median household income of 193,889. You can also choose to see this data in a chart by simply clicking on Chart. Now I have the data in a chart and for all cities in Ohio for median household income, and I can scroll through and look at the different cities with respect to median household income. So that's Quick Facts. Next, I want to show you My Congressional District. It gives you quick and easy access to statistics on a congressional district basis using estimates from our American Community Survey in our program called County Business Patterns. My Congressional District is very simple to use. You simply just select your state. I'll go ahead and select Ohio. And I'll go ahead and select Congressional District 11. As you can see, the data are broken down in the categories of people, workers, housing, socioeconomic, education, and business. Right now we're on people. So you can see the data are broken down. People is broken down by age, race, Hispanic origin, place of birth, ancestry, veterans, disability, and residents 1 year ago. So, for example, if I wanted to see what poverty was like in Congressional District 11, I can simply click on socioeconomic, scroll down, and I can see that poverty is 22.7% in Congressional District 11. If I wanted to look at education, I can see that 88.3 have a high school graduate or higher, whereas 28% have a bachelor's degree or higher. I can also look at the various business data as well. You can see that most of the employees are in the healthcare and social assistance. And the total number of establishments are the most for retail, trade, professional, scientific, and technical services, and healthcare and social assistance in Congressional District 11. So that's my congressional district. Next, we have our main data tool, data.census.gov. Data.census.gov is a new platform to access data and digital content from the Census Bureau. You have two search methods. The single search bar, which is here, and the advanced search. You would use the single search bar for simple searches, such as poverty in Cleveland, education in Ohio, or commuting in Columbus. You would use the advanced search for more complex searches, such as those with multiple geographies or topics. For example, health insurance for all census tracts in Cuyahoga County, or poverty for all counties in Ohio. To show you the single search, I'm going to say I was interested in education in Cleveland. So you go ahead and you just type in education in Cleveland and hit search. Right away, I can see that there's 18.6% have a bachelor's degree or higher in Cleveland. If I click on tables, I can see all the tables that correspond to education in Cleveland, such as educational attainment, what fields of bachelor's degree people have, school enrollment, place of birth by educational attainment, geographical mobility by educational attainment, and so on. And if you look at this actual table that I'm on, you can see that, for instance, 82% have a high school graduate or higher, and 18.6 have a bachelor's degree or higher. And you can look at the different age breakouts and also the different race breakouts as well. To do a new search, to start over, you just click on the Census Bureau logo. Now, to say I was interested in income in Ohio, I would just type in income, Ohio. And right away, I can see that the median household income is $58,642 for Ohio. If I look at the tables, I can see I have the different income breakouts in this table, median income, and the mean income. And this is broken out by families, married couple families, and non-family households. We also have mean income, median incomes, earnings, and so forth. One last example for the single search. Let's say I wanted to know how people get to work in Shaker Heights, Ohio, and how long it takes them. So I would go ahead and type in commuting in Shaker Heights, Ohio. So I can see that it takes, on average, 23 minutes for people to travel to work in Shaker Heights, Ohio. And if I actually click on the table, I can see most of the Shaker Heights residents are driving a car, truck, or van to work. And also, 8.1% of Shaker Heights residents worked at home. Now the advanced search. As I said, it's for more complex searches. You have your filters of topics, geographies, years, surveys, and codes. Let's say, for example, I was interested in education in Ohio and how it relates to earnings. So you would choose your geography. It doesn't matter if you choose your geography first or your topic first. So I want Ohio, so I'm going to click on state, and then I'm going to choose Ohio. Next, I want earnings in Ohio, so I'm going to click on my topics filter. I'm going to choose income and poverty, then income and earnings, and then I'm going to choose earnings. So now I have my filters of Ohio and earnings, which is what I want. So I go ahead and click search. And I can see the median earnings in Ohio for workers are $47,496. if I click on this first table and scroll down the table, I can see that median earnings by educational attainment, I can see that as educational attainment increases, median earnings increase all the way up to $71,180 for people with a graduate or professional degree. So evidently, it pays to stay in school. To show you one last example using the advanced search, let's say that I was interested in poverty in Ohio, and I wanted to see it on a map. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my geography as county in Ohio, and I'm going to choose all counties in Ohio. And then I'm going to choose my topic as poverty. So I have all counties in Ohio and poverty, which is what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and click search. And this is the first table that I want, is poverty status in the past 12 months. And then I'm going to click on customize table. And right away, I can see that this table is on the 2019 ACS 1-year estimate. Remember I said that the 5-year estimates are for populations of 65,000 or less. And I know most of the counties in Ohio are less than 65,000. So to see all the counties, I have to switch the product to our latest 5-year estimates, which are 2018 5-year estimates. Okay, now that I have all the counties, I can click on map. It will map the first cell in the table by default, which is not necessarily what I want. I want to see the percent in poverty for all counties in Ohio. So I'm going to have to change the map variable. This is what I want, percent below the poverty level. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Now you see your map that shows the counties and the percent below poverty. And I can see right away there's heavier poverty in the counties in southern Ohio. And if I click on any of these counties, it'll tell me the percent in poverty. So for instance, here's Athens County, Ohio. It's at 30.6% poverty, which actually is the highest in Ohio. So that concludes this video. You can request a free data training through our website at Census.Gov. You can also watch Data Gems, which are short how-to videos, and they're an easy, quick way to increase your knowledge about census data and data tools. You can also email me directly at timothy.a.sarko@census.gov for any of your data needs. Thank you.